Hi everyone, this is Brandon from Everything Film Equipment. Today we're going to quickly go over how to balance the gimbal so you're confident and comfortable with using it. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to turn this around for you. And on the back you're going to see there's two icons. We're going to pull the lever and we're going to unlock and you'll see it gets stuck. We're just going to click the button here and undo this. So now that we've got the plate, we're going to grab the bottom of the camera, just like you would with a tripod, and we're going to screw the plate in. Now we've got the camera ready to be put on the gimbal. But before we do that, when we're going to balance the camera, we need to make sure it has everything set up for when you're going to use it. What does that mean? That means we need to put a battery in it. So we're going to grab our battery. Obviously your camera and lens might be different. We're going to grab an SD card. And we're going to insert the SD card. Slide it in. And on the back, we're going to flip this lever to lock it. So as you can see, the gimbal's not moving. The reason why is we have all the axes locked. To unlock the axes, we're going to do it one at a time for this situation. So first thing we need to do before we balance it is we're going to take lens cap off. Make sure that the camera is set up for how you're going to shoot. If you have a variable focal length lens, so like a 24-70, I always say put it at a focal length that is halfway between the furthest distance that that lens is going to go and the closest distance or shortest distance that lens is going to go. If you know you're going to be mostly shooting at one focal length, balance it to that. For the most part, even if you make some adjustments after balancing, the gimbal will generally do its best to make sure that things are still balanced, even if it's slightly not perfectly balanced manually. Let's start unlocking things. So the first thing I like to do is I like to do the tilt axis. So the tilt axis is once again on the back, and we're gonna undo that. As soon as I start letting go, it's gonna fall back. So what that means is that we need to undo this lever right here. So now this lever is gonna go, and then this little knob, we're just gonna slightly bring it forward because it's falling backwards. See, it's still falling backwards, so we're gonna just bring it forward a little bit. Still falling backwards, we'll do a bigger adjustment. Still falling backwards, still falling backwards, and now it's good. This was such a big adjustment that we may have to come back to it again. Now, we're gonna tilt the whole camera back so it's 90 degrees, looking straight up, and you'll see it falls forward as soon as I let go. So now, that means we need to adjust this guy right here. This one's a little bit more tricky because it actually uses gravity to hold the weight here. So we're gonna undo this. And what was it doing? It was falling down. So we need to bring the whole thing up a little bit. Tighten it up again. Bring it back. Now it's a little bit slower, but still needs more weight on the top. Why? Because it's falling down this way, meaning it needs more weight on this side. So same thing. And I always use two hands. I use my left hand to tilt it up and you can see it coming up this way. And I stick my thumb underneath and it's these small movements is what we're doing. We're just slightly gonna go higher. So this is where those small adjustments are good. So you see, it's perfectly staying in that any angle now. So I'm gonna, once again, put it straight 90 degrees. You see it's falling back a bit. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get it where I can put it 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and perfectly level, and it not really move. There's still a little bit of movement, so I'm just gonna slightly bring it forward again. There we go. That's what we like to see. So now that we've done our tilt axis, we're gonna go into roll axis, I guess is what I would call it. So at the bottom here, you're gonna see this a little lever. We're just going to, once again, hold the gimbal and undo it. You'll see the whole thing comes down just like that. So what that means is we need more weight on this side. So we're gonna undo it. And just like every other axis, we're gonna use two hands, and I'm using my right hand to put a little bit of tension or friction on this bar that moves, and my left hand to push. So just like this, I'm just gonna keep slowly See, and it's still going down, just give it a little bit more. And it's all about learning to do small movements. So now, I think I've got it, so I'm gonna lock it in place. Same thing, if I put it at an angle, it should for the most part stay pretty level. That'll work. Okay, so now we've done our roll, we've done our tilt, now the pan, which is going to be this guy right here. So you see the little lock and unlock? We're gonna flick that up. And this is a weird one. How do you balance this direction? What we actually are gonna do is we're going to use our feet. So I'm gonna use these 2 feet right here. I'm going to put the arm so it's 90 degrees away from me. I'm actually gonna tilt this. So see how I'm tilting it so that it's going right over top of this section where there's no leg? And I'm gonna put it 90 degrees and see how the whole thing falls straight down? It means that we need to put more weight on this side, so it's coming out this way more. So, same thing, just on this little latch here, we're gonna undo it. And we're going to put a bit more weight. Once again, 2 hands, small adjustments. And then we're gonna bring this arm up again. See how it perfectly stays? So if I put it here, same thing. So that means we've got that axis locked. Just remember, the more time you spend on this and the better you get it, the smoother your footage is gonna be and the less your gimbal's gonna have to work. So now that we've got everything laid in place, what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn the gimbal on. So on the right side of the gimbal here, you're gonna see a power button, okay? So I'm gonna put this 45 degrees so you can see the screen as well. We're gonna click and hold for about 4 seconds. We're going to click the top left icon and we're gonna click start calibration. Before you do that, make sure you are on a flat surface and you're not holding the gimbal. And don't get scared, as soon as you start it, you're gonna see the camera shaking. What it's gonna do is it's gonna check every axis and it's going to figure out by itself how strong each of the motors is gonna be on each axis. So once that finishes, and it takes about 10 seconds, it's going to say calibration complete. So that's how you balance a gimbal. Obviously, every camera lens is gonna be slightly different, so if you do change lenses or camera, just make sure that you rebalance this gimbal. It's gonna make your footage so much smoother. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us and have fun shooting.